Mr. Schuvald is taking the news very hard.
No way,
This
right?
is Carl. He's the Friday reader.
A pleasure to meet you.
No way.
I'm Johan Liebert.
I feel like this guy's a little bit sus, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like he's up to something. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 25 of... Well, at this point I think you know. Yes, it is indeed me, the monster. Didn't you know? I was Johan all along. Last episode, Ava, for a second, joined forces with Roberto, whatever, same thing, but couldn't go through with killing Tenma. Because she's, she's insane. It is what it is. She's a stalker. Oh, I mean, not Ava, Miss Alzheimer's, yes. Because apparently, she's just so mad at Tenma dumping her. Which, I don't know where she got that from, considering, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correctly, she dumped him. Yeah. I mean, she got Alzheimer's, It is what it is. You gotta move on. Also wrote down, finally, the thief's name, Mr. Heckle. Stupid name. But yeah, I mean, Tenma moved on. It's not like Ava really had any, like a talk with Tenma or anything. Tenma managed to get there before she bled out. And then by the time she came to, Tenma was already gone. I believe Tenma was going to Munich, following the trail of Johan still, obviously. I believe in Munich, or the lead that he got was that, 5 years ago, Johan had set up some sort of money laundering operation in Munich, and then he kind of left or disappeared, and then it kind of fell apart. So he, Tenma's going to Munich to check it out, probably. I mean, what else can he do, really? He doesn't have any other leads at the moment. Also, if I sound tired, or, I don't know, snappy, or just maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't talk as much, I don't know. That's because I am very tired. My sleeping schedule is completely fucked, so I'm having to, stay awake extra long, to kind of fix it slowly but surely. But yeah, let's get right into episode 25.
Oh, Corinna, why are your letters ever so short? As with Eupolis, the scholar of the stars, and his, astrology, you drive my heart mad, and such the gold of the artisan...
Oh, enough already. Well, what are you waiting for? Put the book on the shelf and go.
If I did something
To offend me? You're offending me right now.
I'm not sure what I did to upset you, sir, but I'm sorry nonetheless.
If you can't wrap your tongue or your brain around Latin, you're of no use to me as a reader, understood?
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm guessing he was speaking Latin in that moment, because I was wondering, I was gonna make a joke about, if someone talked to me like that, I would also tell him to get the fuck out. Granted, I have kind of a speech impediment or whatever the fuck, I end up thinking too much, and I end up correcting myself way too much. A lot of the time, because of my experience with the English language, I end up wanting to pronounce things correctly, right? So oftentimes when I'm pronouncing something in English, I end up, there's a small delay, right? Where my brain thinks before I say anything. So when I want to pronounce something, I want to say the word pronunciation, right? My brain is okay, you gotta say it in a very specific way. And sometimes when, my thoughts of what I want to say kind of get ahead of that, then I end up saying a word wrong, or halfway through I realize I'm about to say the word wrong, or pronounce it wrong, and then I immediately stop myself, and then I have to repeat what I was just saying. That, and sometimes I just blank out, especially when I'm tired. It is what it is. There's probably, even now, Even now when I'm speaking, in editing, I'm probably cutting out a lot of like small pauses.
I told you to get out.
Get out! You cannot speak Latin. Get out. Thursday's boy.
He really tore into you back at the mansion, didn't he? Don't mope, Carl. Business majors should have thicker skin than that.
Huh?
Carl.
He only lets boys do the reading, as I'm sure you already know. Anyway, he's got a different reader each day of the week. Your Tuesdays, of course. Hey, so what do you think of our boss, anyway? The ever-mysterious Hans-Georg Schuval, reclusive tycoon?
Beats me. I was looking for work and the money was good. Honestly, that's all I needed to know.
Are you saying you've never heard the rumors about him? He works the stock market like a marionette. One phone call from him leaves banks across Germany quaking in their boots. They call him the Howard Hughes of Bavaria. He has no family, no close friends. It's just him and his money. His fortune keeps growing and growing every year. Schuwald's other nickname is the Vampire of Bavaria.
How come?
Just as the clock strikes 2 a.m., Schuwald's manservant loads him into a car, like a hearse, and whisks him off into the night. I've seen it myself. Find out soon.
Hang on. Whoa. From behind, the guy in the suit looks kind of similar to someone we might know. I'm just saying.
Something out of a horror movie.
Maybe he's getting some air.
I'll find out soon enough what old Schuwald's up to.
What do you mean you're going to find out?
This woman's kind of
My
weird.
research paper, silly.
Sus. A little bit sus. A little bit too sus.
So you looked me up because he yelled at me, is that it?
Just your name and your major. I'm not a snoop. Anyway,
Right, sure. Why does he need someone to read Latin to him?
What do you mean?
It's just, I spent a lot of time in foster homes. Some of them weren't so nice.
Oh, so that's why there's no record of you at any of the local high schools.
You looked up more than my major.
The nose in this guy.
It's gotta be rough, growing up without your real parents like that.
I came to Munich for school because I thought maybe I could find my mother.
She's here in Munich? That's great! Have you seen her yet?
No, it wasn't meant to be.
Huh? What do you mean? You can't just throw in the towel.
You know, I've never understood the biological parent thing. Granted, like, I don't have any experience with any of this, but to me, personally, right, what I believe is that the biologicalness of, your relation doesn't really matter at all, right? It's kind of like, sperm donors, right? They're not your parent. Like, technically, they are related to you, yes. They are your direct, like, biological parent, I guess. But they're not, like, your parent, right? Like, for instance, like, if I was a sperm donor and someone, like, my sperm was used to create life, and, like, I would not want this child to ever come and be like, hey, you're my father. I'd be like, huh? No, I'm not. Like, yes, my DNA was used to create you, but, like, I'm not your father, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, and then on the other side of that, right? I don't understand why, children or, like, teens or whoever, right? This idea that people would care about, like, their biological parents that they've never met before, right? And then they go try to find them. It's like, why? Like, this person is a complete stranger. It's not like they, lived with you until you were like 5 years old or something. You made some memories with them and then they left, right? That'd be one thing. Maybe you have some very, very distant memories when you were children, and you kind of still remember them vaguely. That'd be one thing. And especially, I don't understand, like, for instance, let's say a child is, like, I don't know, 20 something years old, and then their parents come out and say, hey, you were adopted. And then all of a sudden, They're like, oh, I need to go find my biological parents. And I'm like, why? Huh? Like, the parents that raised you are your parents. This biological person related to you is not your parent. Like, they're, you know, that's the way I see things anyway. Because usually, like, these kids, these teens that go searching for their biological parents, they never think about it from the other person's point of view. The other person is just a random person. Imagine just a random kid comes and is like, "Hey, you're my parent." I'd be like, "Huh? Who? Oh, you were a child born of my DNA? Okay. And? Like, and? Do I care? No? You know? I just busted a nut inside some woman. I don't care. Am I right, boys? But you get my point, right?
It wasn't meant to be, okay?
Come on, tell me! If you don't, we both know I'm gonna look her up anyway.
Her name is Margot Langer.
She's probably dead.
Oh no!
Like a chestnut mare at full stride. Passion, electric.
What? Okay. What the absolute fuck is
sparking
going on
great
here?
I
waves.
can't bear this. Only beautiful things are deserving of my love. Your reading pains me.
I don't even understand what's going on here. He's reading Latin to this guy? It's not like it's some sort of student-teacher thing where he's teaching him Latin. And if this guy can read Latin himself, or knows Latin, why doesn't he just read it himself? Is he blind?
Why didn't you explain, Carl? If only I had known.
Is she dead?
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I
Yep.
already said that it doesn't matter, didn't I?
Well, listen. Carl,
Imagine some random woman that you meet for the first time who already kind of knows who you are because they looked you up. Like, that's already kind of weird. And then you talk to them for 2 minutes. You mention your parent that you're looking for. You kind of, you leave it off kind of vague. But then they go and look her up. Like, this is like stalker behavior. I'm not gonna lie.
You said you wanted to figure out where Shuvald goes at night. You're going to follow him, right?
Huh?
Would you mind if I came along for the ride?
Our supernatural phenomena research group has finally hit pay dirt. Now, consider the following verse. On the second to the last big year, the boy of Thursday will arrive upon the land, and the book shall go up in flames. The entire world will be shrouded in sorrow. Crazy, huh? The part about the books in this land means that this university will go up in flames.
Okay, then. Who's this boy of Thursday, huh?
Thursday? Well, let's see. Donnerstag comes from the word donor. Yeah, and donor means thunder. The god of thunder.
You've lost your damn mind.
Hey, this is
You
going
know,
to be the front page story
I
of our
kind of
next
agree.
newsletter.
A god of destruction coming to our university?
And this is what we find out.
Quiet. There he goes.
Okay, I guess that wasn't Johan.
Ah, well, that was stupid. I'm out of here.
Okay, be careful.
Huh? Carl?
I want to see what he was up to.
What do you think he was up to? Hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea.
You're probably right. This is no place for a girl. You should go home. Only beautiful things are deserving of my love. And
Yeah?
I need to know. I need to know how miserable of a man he really is.
Yeah, it's open. If you're looking for some fun, you came knocking on the wrong door. I got out of the business a long time ago, kid.
Who are you?
Margot Langer, pleasure's all mine. I bet you're students from the university, aren't you?
Right. And both of us have part-time jobs working for Hans Shuvald.
Congratulations.
Oh, wait,
What do you
wasn't that the
want?
name of
Tell
the
me
mother?
why. Why does he come here to see you in the middle of the night like he does?
It's simple, kid. I make him feel better. But not in the way you're thinking. Just 'cause he's up at this hour doesn't mean he's up at this hour, if you catch my drift. He brings me money, scads of it. And why shouldn't he? When I finally went to Shuvald and told him who I was, he broke down crying and apologized on the spot. I had his son, and he threw me out on the street like I was a piece of trash.
Wait, so you're... Carl, is she saying that you're Han Shuvald's son? How would you know?
You liar. How dare you? How dare you pretend to be Margot Langer?
Yeah, the real one was all over the papers a year ago. Former prostitute Margot Langer murdered. Police say killer still at large. The woman you call yourself is already dead.
You're using my dead mother's name to guilt Shuvald out of his money, and he's falling for it!
Shuvald knows the score. Oh, he knows I'm not the real thing, but he still gives me money, hand over fist. All the money in the world can't buy him forgiveness from the real Margot Langer. That ship has sailed. Guess paying a stand-in's the next best thing. Don't look so teary-eyed, kid. You're no saint yourself. You and I both know Shuvald's on his way out. Take a good look at him. If you're gonna play the long-lost son card, better do it while he can change his will.
What are you implying?
You're giving me grief for being an imposter, but you didn't exactly waltz in here with a positive paternity test. Just watch out for the competition, boy. You're not the only one who says he's Shuvald's son.
Huh?
Yeah, he came to see me a little while back, told me the same sob story you did.
No way.
Excuse me if I don't take your word for it.
Whenever there's someone who shouldn't be there, and then all of a sudden they say they are the son of this person, or they are the, son of this person, I immediately think of Johan. I just can't, I have to, obviously.
For the record, I think you're both full of it.
Who is he?
Another student. A bunch of you take turns reading books to Shuvald, a different boy every day of the week, ain't that right? You've got that in common, Carl. Yes, sir. I think he's the Thursday boy.
Ah, so that's where the title comes from.
Passed along from foster home to foster home, but I finally ended up with a couple who loved me as though I were their very own. They're everything I ever could have wanted.
Yeah?
But their being so wonderful made me want to meet my biological father even more.
What? Why?
I thought that if I could see what a sad little man he was with my own eyes, I could finally return my foster parents' love.
I can't relate. I don't know. I can't relate to this at all. So he has trouble returning the love towards the foster parents. So he feels that he needs to go meet his his biological parents for some reason, and to see how bad of a life they are leading, and then that will make him be able to show love to the foster parent. Huh? Brain does not compute. Sounds kind of like bullshit to me. This honestly sounds kind of bullshit to me. I don't know. Maybe, right? Maybe if he lived with the biological parents until he was like 10 years old, and then shit hit the fan, they abandoned him, and then threw him into foster care, orphanage, right? And then got adopted by foster parents, and they are really, really good to him. He has like PTSD, right? And then he needs some closure, right? Just sounds kind of bullshit to me.
Tell me something. Have you
I don't
ever
know.
seen this Thursday boy?
That's one day of the week I always have off from work.
Thursday boy.
But this one Thursday, I went in to grab something I'd forgotten.
And he was there reading, right? Tell me what he looked like.
Let me think. I want to say he had blonde hair.
Uh-oh.
And a beautiful face.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Someone in this university is pretending to be me.
In Margot, right? The fake Margot. She never said that this other person, this other guy, was pretending to be you. She said this other kid is pretending to be the son of the, what's his name? The biological father. Which could be very well the case, because Johan, as we know, got adopted by many families over the years. So it could very well be that he was adopted by that guy at one point. So just assuming that someone is pretending to be you is just wrong. Again, always pay attention to what people say so you don't start assuming things. How you say things is very important, right? The smallest detail, the smallest change in the sentence can make a person think completely different thoughts.
Get off at the 8th station. A lady named Marta will be waiting.
What about you, Mom?
Honey, I already told you I can't go with you.
But how come? Are you in trouble?
I see. Okay, so I assume that this is Mr. Carl, and this is the biological mother here that he was looking for. I see. Okay, so it is kind of what I thought it would be, because otherwise it just wouldn't make sense, right? I mean, he must be like probably like 6 to 8 years old or something.
If you stay with me, they'll cart you off to some orphanage. Around here, people will mock you as the son of a whore. Now go on.
What about my dad? Can't my dad make it better somehow? His name is Hans-Georg Schuwald, isn't it?
Who told you that?
Old Mrs. Bella from across the street. My dad's rich, isn't he? She said he abandoned us. How come you would do something like that?
He didn't abandon us, Carl.
Then I'll just go where he is and you can find us there.
No, you can't.
So when can I see him?
Oh, Carl. When you're all grown up, you can meet your father if you want. Don't hate him if he turns you away. Please.
Why shouldn't I?
Because Mommy doesn't hate him even now.
There's some sort of a puzzle piece missing here. If she loves him or something, why aren't they together? Like there's something missing here. Something missing here.
Keep this with you always. It was a gift from your father on the day you were born.
Earth to Carl! I know who the Thursday boy is!
What?
His name is Edmund Farin. He's a philosophy major.
If this is Johan, Tenma needs to literally take some lessons from Johan, okay? It's like, Johan goes by so many different names. That's how you do it. If you're fucking wanted, or people might suspect that you are wanted, or, you know, I mean, let's be honest. No one would think that Tenma is Johan if Johan just introduced himself as Johan to everyone that he met. Let's be honest, information would spread way fast, considering how much Johan goes around and does things, like creating money laundering operations and whatnot, right? It's because Johan uses aliases when doing business that he doesn't get caught. One of his biggest defenses, the ability to use an alias.
He reads books to Schuwald at the mansion every Thursday.
Edmund Farin, huh?
Hey guys, is Edmund here?
Who, Edmund Farin?
I think he was a no-show today.
There you go.
Oh.
I was gonna say, like, there's no way that he just waltzes out of that classroom at that point. It's been... Well, I don't really know what episode it was in when we last saw Johan. That wasn't a flashback, but for some reason they are really don't like to show us Johan for some reason. Maybe it's just too early, you know, they're still building shit up. It's just a little weird because we saw Johan a lot earlier in the show, but I mean, I say a lot, but like a couple of times, right? But like ever since that one, you know, incident with the Heidelberg castle and whatnot, right? The big murder with Nina's parents, we haven't really seen Johan at all. That's why I'm getting like a weird feeling. I'm getting a weird feeling that there's something going on. Something freaky going on. I'm not sure what exactly. I'm getting a weird, freaky vibe from the fact that we just haven't seen Johan at all. Like, not even small glimpses for a long time now. Now, as I said, they could just be kind of building up the tension, I guess. But I can't shake the feeling that there's more to it.
No. If they want to rob Schuwald blind, they can go right ahead. Who cares?
Then why?
Because Because I can't stand the thought of this bastard Farron pretending to be my mother's son. There's no forgiving something like that.
But he wasn't. Again, just a full-on assumption by this guy.
Flowers
Choose,
swaying in
eh?
the breeze. The cry of the mockingbird rang through my heart. You haven't told me to stop reading yet. Why is that, sir?
I berate you all the time. Why do you insist on coming back?
With all due respect, sir, it's nothing like that. Is money the only incentive to do something in your world?
In my world or any other. What are they like, your parents?
Actually, I was raised by a series of foster families.
I see. Would you meet your real parents if you could?
Well, sir, Actually, I'm...
Yes, this young man who reads to me just may be the one I've waited for. He doesn't seem to be after my money.
Who is he?
Never mind. I'm talking to myself. It's time we called it a day, Neumann. Regarding your Latin, boy, it is much improved.
Tomorrow's Thursday. He'll be there. He'll be at the mansion, and so will I.
Oh my
I get
god.
it. You're gonna bust him as the faker he is right in front of Shoevault, right?
It's Thursday.
Still no sign of him. He was supposed to be
Where's
here
the
an hour
Thursday
ago.
boy?
If he were sick and stuck in bed, at least then we would know where to find him. Hey! Want to barge into his room and confront him there?
Hold on. Don't tell me you looked up Farron's address.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If this is Johan, he's gonna be 2 steps ahead of them. Maybe not 2, but like 22 steps ahead of them. And he just won't show up. Because he already knows that they want to confront him. He knows that the camera, for the audience, us, is with this Carl guy right now. Right? So obviously he's gonna just, yeet the fuck out of there, as the kids would say. It could also be that they're kind of baiting us into thinking that it's Johan, but in reality it's just some other random blonde dude.
Jackpot! Here we go.
He's not gonna be in here. Because, like, again, I don't think we're just gonna see Johan in some random episode with some random people, right? If we're gonna see Johan again in the flesh, it's gonna be like some sort of big event, I'm guessing. That's why I don't think he's gonna show up. Then again, I have been wrong before. Wow, what a surprise, he's not there. We're probably gonna go in. Was that the guy? It looked like he had blonde hair.
It's been so grim around here. Who'd have thought he'd kill himself? The school paper actually printed his suicide note, didn't they?
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. I think that guy, that blonde guy, was probably already dead before. Or Johan pretended to be this guy while visiting that the biological father guy. And then once he realized, which he probably did, that these two were, kind of on his tail, or like investigating this Edmund guy, then he was like, oh shit, I gotta peace out. Let's kill the guy, make it look like a suicide, and then,
I can no longer continue to deceive. So that's what it was about.
I guess so. Spending all that time with Shoevault, acting like his son, maybe the guilt just blindsided him.
Who?
Lota. Yesterday must have been tough.
Hey, don't you know it? Since we're the ones who discovered the body, the police held us for questioning all day.
Well, I didn't end up reading today after all. Mr. Shoevault is taking the news very hard.
Oh, hey, I'm being rude.
No way,
This
right?
is Carl. He's the Friday reader.
A pleasure to meet you.
Same here. I'm Carl Neumann from the economics department.
No way.
I'm Johan Liebert. I study in the School of Law.
Okay, first off, I'm surprised. I'm fully surprised that he showed up. Secondly, I'm surprised he introduced himself as Johan. Very surprised. Well, since Johan showed up, and I don't think Johan does anything without a purpose, there must be something to this. Like, maybe Johan wants to convince this guy to kill the biological father, or something. You know, that was his shtick, right? Where he meets potential killers or potential criminals and then convinces and manipulates them into doing the crime. I mean, that's about it, honestly. There wasn't much to it. These two just they went looking for this guy's parents, I guess, and but yeah, I think what happened was exactly what I thought happened, which is that Johan kept going to this. Where's this guy? This guy, right? I think that Johan went to this guy, pretended to be this Edmund guy, and then when he realized that, oh shit, like these two are kind of searching for this Edmund guy. Well, now I gotta like cut my losses, right? And kind of like kill the guy. Kill the real Edmund and then, make it look like a suicide and then, move on. Because obviously getting caught would have been much worse. Because, I mean, what are the odds, right? What are the odds that this guy just hangs himself the second that these two, start snooping around? And then Johan introduces himself. I mean, it is what it is. Definitely, I feel like this guy is a little bit sus, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like he's up to something. It could just be in my bones, could be my imagination, but I think this guy's up to something. In any case, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in episode 26 of Monster